off we go again. So I'm going to go for a hole just a bit over 20 mil. 20 is the biggest I can fit through any of my collets. So I think the drill I've got there is about 20.5, the biggest one. So rubbing on the centre of that steel. I did run in there with a parting tool just to tidy it up. It looks fine now actually, to be honest. Right, we've got a half-inch drill to start with. I might be hoping a bit there, to be honest. I'm going to drop things down 175 revs because it's tough steel and they're high-speed steel drills. Get this one all the way through. I'll put the big one in. Drills a bit now. I'm just going to see if I can just touch this drill up a little bit. Quick look and see. We'll give it a bit, I'll just see if I can regrind it on drill. I meant to say, oil cans. I always seem to struggle with oil cans for some reason. I bought a couple of these type, and to be honest, the one that's got slideway oil in, it's very controllable and it works really well. But it won't do the same with cutting oil in. This golden rod, I bought 2 of these off of Amazon. You know, I can't remember how much they were now. If you're struggling with oil cans, that is absolutely brilliant. Right, see if we can do something with this drill. Right, we'll try that, shall we? I haven't given it much, just a little bit. What I've got to remember is there's no pilot hole inside there, and it's tough old material. I can already feel that's a bit less pressure on the tailstock. Still taking more off one side than the other. It's going alright. I should imagine that one flute's not got enough clearance on the back because they're both the same size, same angle. But we'll keep going. see too long strings come off because it's so far in the bore, but I could tell with the cuttings it was coming off it. Both flutes are full and the chips look similar. There's no one side full of like wire wool like it was before. I suppose if you got your angles right and it's sharp, it can only be that, can't it? We're giving it 2 full turns on the tailstock on the wheel. Actually quite pleasantly surprised it's drilling it this well. Like I say, it's tough old stuff. She blows. Well, let's see how she held up to it. Bloody hot. Slight bit wrong there. No, that went through there really well. Quite chuffed for that. Didn't even look to the end of this road. Got a nasty bit missing there. I think we'll have to get that a bit of a tickle as well, I think, before we do open it. And I'll do that and go and check the smoker as well. We'll give that a go, shall we? On the camera? Yeah. I'll give it a bit of a tickle. We'll see what it does. Get a few things out of the way here. Get the taper attachment to the. We'll get the taper attachment sort of set up now. See if we can. Taper attachment set up, but before we make any cuts, we'll just. I'll just check it and make sure that. Got a bit of rag on the floor. I'll just make sure it's cutting what. At the right taper, just make sure nothing's moved when I reattach it to the bed. I'll have a bit of a clean down on the lathe as well first, so we'll get that lot set up and we'll have another go. Right, you can see I've got travel dial here, sorry, travel dial down there set as 0, and I've got this one set as 0. I've brought it back, I've got the taper attachment connected up, I've taken the backlash out, so what I'm going to do now is watch this gauge. As I go forward by 1 inch, I want this one to go negative 140 thou, or 140.5. So let's see where we go. I haven't done this yet, so your guess is as good as mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10. So we've got there 139, so we're slightly out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back to the beginning. I'm going to double check this a couple of times because it might just be that's what we end up with. Catching that. 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, it's just a tad over. So we are 139 points. I'm slightly over there. Let's do that once more. You've got to come all the way back on your taper attachment from what I've gathered to take out the backlash, otherwise you're sort of not going to get any proper kind of readings. Right, 0. Stop it right on there. Right, that's smack on. So we are just a tad low by about half a thou. Now with my knowledge of taper attachments, which is virtually nothing, I don't know whether that's going to make that much of a difference. I'll tell you what, I'm going to see if I can just get, so we're about looking at that, 3/4 of a thou out. Well, that might mean the difference between a nicely snug fitting taper or not. So I'm going to play around with it for a minute or two and see if I can just get that right, and then we'll have another look. I reckon I've got it. Do another one. Right, 0. Zero, 0, right. $140.5, near enough. I'm getting anything between 140 and 140.5, so we'll leave it at that. I think we're about there. I was having a bit of a a bit of a hitty fit with it. I couldn't understand what was going wrong, and it turns out that this dial indicator stand thing here, which I bought from MSC a while back, that ball that it locates on is actually threaded onto that part, and that ball had come undone ever so slightly, enough that it kept altering it, and I couldn't understand why. You wouldn't think they'd put a ball on there, would you? Bloody idiots. So that's now got that done. Now we're on centre height with the cutter. So what little bit I know about cutting tapers, I have done them before on my old machine just using the tailstock. You must have the tip of your tool smack on centre. You know, it's worth spending a bit of time, get it as good as you can. It'll just help you out in the end. There was one other thing I meant to say a while ago and I forgot to say. All the boys with machinery and who do this kind of thing for a living or even a hobby like me will know this, but for those of you who are maybe thinking of getting a lathe and you get some tip tool in like this, just one little thing to remember. If you go to change your tip round and either you've over tightened that little screw or for some reason known only to God it's got tight by itself, and you put your little tool in and try to undo it, and you think if I go any harder I'm going to round the threads off, stop. Just get a hammer and a punch, or just a hammer, and twat that carbide insert and it'll just break into little pieces, and then your screw will come out real easy. It's just something to remember, because you're better off losing a carbide screw, losing a carbide insert than you are for the screw, because like most of us you'll only have the one. Right, so try about 320 and we'll run about five revs. Sorry, getting ahead of myself there. But let me move the camera before we do that. Right, as I was saying, 320 revs, about 5 thou per rev. There's no magic measurement to this, it's literally going to be done when the collet goes on. So come all the way back pretty much till it stops, and then wind forward again. And without putting anything on it at all, just taking a tiny little scratch across there. And what I've noticed with my machine, now I don't know if this is the same with any of the other guys, my cross slide look, it's a split one, I can adjust it. So what I tend to do now is I've tightened it up so it's made the feed screw on the cross slide pretty damn tight so it won't move. And I'm going to put the cut on with the top slide. Top slide ain't gonna move. Just keep I think I'm going to increase the feed rate a little bit. What I was saying earlier about this steel, you won't get any finish at all on it unless you push it in this steel. Sorry, push the insert in this steel. So let's try 6 there per rev. that's not to be. That finish is not to be sniffed out, it's not bad that. Stuck out. I think we need to, the taper will be about 40mm long, so. Putting ½ of cut on each time. Speed quite a bit here. That's 7, nearly 800 RPM. Before we get too carried away, I'm going to try a small cut of 0.2 and see what sort of finish that leaves. Tell you what, that's as smooth as. Right, I'm going to have to get collet and that sorted out, and then we'll have a look at that. But that is, with this steel and these carbide inserts, I wouldn't have got a finish like that unless I'd really pushed it. Now that's not me being clever, I was told that from a guy off Model Engineering because I was struggling with this same steel on another job trying to get a decent finish internally. I told him what the steel was and he came back to me and he said, you know, you've got to be somewhere around the 1800 RPM mark, 3 or 4 thou per rev to get it to perform. So we're at 770 at the minute. I'm going to find the collet to go in there to do a test fit. Well, I think we'll maybe increase the feed a bit more yet and we'll see how we get on. 1400 and 2.5 thou per rev. Getting there. I'll change that tip round when we get pretty close. Tremendously good finishing now, well pleased with that. There's that bit of way to go though. Each time now, creep up on it, and then when I'm pretty close I'm going to put another tip in. Change the tip in that tool and then a little finishing pass on it. back anyway. Right. Knock the feed down a little bit. Going now in the same setting. Bloody typical, isn't it? It's a shit finish now. Same setting again. Feel a bit of a ridge in the middle there. I think what I'm going to do is this is one of my carbide tip boring bars. See if we can get it to take a very small skim. That's it. Right. What I'm going to have to do is to just chain a very small amount off the end of it. Because sticking out just a bit too much. Before I do that, I'll have to disconnect the tape. Left a lovely finish inside there. And that real sharp carbide tipped homemade boring bar, because it's got a really sharp edge on it. There was a ridge in there, and that's actually now smooth all the way back. I made the thread a bit longer, innit? That's it. Right. Just want to break them edges a bit. Just on that front bit. Put this in, shouldn't we? See what sort of run out we've got. Right, better just get a dial indicator and a spanner. No cheating going on, boys, it's all real time. Can you see that? See the needle, can't you? Maybe half a thou at most. So, I may want to do the other two to keep my threads long, because then if I, like I've done now, if I go a bit too deep on the bore, if I make the threads that bit longer, then we're still alright, aren't we? But that actually, it can come out now, can't it? Let's see if we can have a closer look inside that door. Is that giving us a look? Yeah, that is, isn't it? I don't know whether, trouble is I can't see the screen. But the bore inside it is, yeah, that's perfect. Nice and smooth, and the threads, even though I ballsed up that bit there, because I missed my number, threads have come out real well. So what we'll be doing next is, once I've got the others done, mount a bit in there, then we'll put that on it, on a bit of 20mm in the vise, in a chuck. Then we'll skim this off, skim the end, and then we'll go from there. Lovely fit. Just the teeniest bit of wobble, which is what you want. You don't want to be too tight. Right, I'm happy with that. That'll do for this video. And part 2 will be, think about it, alley spanner. What's part 2? Oh shit. Part 2 will be cutting the flaps, won't it, on the milling machine. So anyway, we'll see you next time. Cheers.